India at National Institute of Solar Energy. He is an IEEE fellow and visited countries like Japan, Germany, and UAE. He was project manager of an Indo-Japan government project of solar thermal known as Cross Linear CSP project of worth 10 crore. He also worked as project manager in an Indo-USA project for thermal energy storage funded by MNRE. Last but not least, he has guided 34 MTech students and published 72 papers, including 2 papers in SCI. Over to you, Dr. Prashant Mishra, sir.
So I am sharing the screen, Prashant sir. Just wait.
Hello, Ankit sir, I'm audible.
Prashant sir, yes sir, you are also completely audible. But just I am just sharing the screen.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Fatima. Such nice introduction. And first of all, I am thankful to Dr. Yadav and Ankit Asthana sir for giving me this opportunity to interact with you students. So I know this is weekend and it's 3 o'clock. So it's not very exhaustive lecture. It's the only interaction about the energy, how renewable energy evolve. So I will try my level best to not bore you. I will try that I will give some informative knowledge that will help you to make your career in the area of the power or energy sector. So good evening, everyone. Should I start, Ankit sir?
Yes sir. So my screen is visible, sir?
Yeah, for me it's okay.
Okay sir. Okay sir, start sir. Mic is over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So next slide, sir, please. Sorry for this technical issue. I was trying from my end to share the screen, but because of some technical issue, I'm not able to share. So Ankit sir is helping me to present my PPT. So whole content was to introduce you all about the renewable energy, then few case study, and if time permit, then I will also try to teach you how you can design your own solar system. Based on your electricity bill, you can design your own system by your own. Because all of you are engineering student, so it is expected that you can do a little bit calculation and little bit electrical work, so that you don't need anyone, because solar PV is so cheap and so mature technology that anybody can start from its own. The next slide, please. The next. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So why we are talking about energy? As we know that in this 20th century, this earlier this the growth rate, development of any country depend upon the per capita income. But what happened in 20th century and 21st century, the per capita energy consumption. Based on this, you can calculate that how a country GDP grow, or it is a developing country, in developing nation, or developed nation. So if we talk about this, this is a figure of 2018. This was recently presented at Rajya Sabha by the Honorable Minister C.R.K. Singh ji. So if you see the India capita energy is 1181, 1181, and if you see the world average, it's a 3260 unit. It's a unit, kilowatt hour. It's a unit. And if you see the Canada, it's a 154038, USA 13098, and definitely all the developed country, Canada, US, Korea, Australia is there, Japan is there, France, which they are like more than the world average they required. But India is just you can consider is around 40% of the world average. So if we talk about that, if we have to meet the world average of the per capita energy consumption, because that is the only symbolic index that shows how fast the growth is there, and we are believe me that we are going very fast. In 2014 around it's only 840. Within the span of 3 years, we are able to achieve more than 300 kilowatt hour. per capita, and we know that the population of India is very too much. So that is also one factor, because denominator is led by the population, and we are 130 crore people. So that's also one factor. But we are working very hard to increase our generation capacity. So if this is one calculation, that if we have to meet the world average, then we have to our generation capacity should be around 840 gigawatt. So next slide, please. So this was a question when I used to interact with a student last. Okay. So sir, last slide. So I usually ask this: what is energy and what is power? Okay, sir. Back slide. No, back. Yeah. That what is the energy and what is the power? I usually get some weird answer on this question, that what is energy and what is power. But since this is not very interactive, it's online session, so we are not interacting. So energy, we know that the capacity to do work is called energy, and the power is the rate. By energy per unit rate is the power. So then Ankit sir invite me for this lecture. Recently, few days back, we got this, Reliance President Mukesh Ambani, this announcement that green energy पे 75,000 crore रुपए के invest करेगी RIL. So you see the future is energy, green energy. Mukesh Ambani has announced that 1 lakh megawatt, that is 100 gigawatt of the solar energy will produce by the Reliance itself. And then they are going to green hydrogen. They are also going for this battery manufacturing and thermal storage, energy storage. So if you think the Reliance, any sector Reliance is entering, renewable sector Reliance, so how huge scope you have. Energy is not just for this knowledge purpose. It's you have a tremendous career opportunity in this. If I talk about the solar power plant, so for one installation commissioning and for 1 megawatt plant, we need 50 people. So if you consider that if Reliance need 100 megawatt, that is 100 gigawatt production, 1 lakh megawatt, so 1 lakh multiplied by 50. Okay. This much manpower they require if they want to go for this installation of solar power. So this is a huge opportunity for a student if they are thinking for their career in the area of energy sector. So next slide. So why renewable? We know that fossil fuel are there, the coal, petroleum, and we know the cost of the petroleum and the water. What are the harness? And why? So renewable, we call this sunlight, wind, geothermal, biomass, wave, tidal. All are considered as the clean energy. This is the green energy. We don't have any adverse effect on the climate. So it doesn't involve any kind of the pollutant. So we call it green energy. And if you see what is the ultimate source of the energy, that is the sun only, because from the sunlight we are getting the energy, that is the sun. But what is the reason behind the wind? We know that because of the sun we are getting heat, and because of the heat there is a density difference, and because of the density the wind blows. And so that from where we are getting the wind, then we get the geothermal because of the heat only. We know what is the process of, because all of the mechanical engineers, so we know that what is the process of the coal manufacturing. So how coal formulate, how tidals, how waves, everything, even sustainability comes from the solar only. So if you talk about the whole scenario, so everything comes from the solar only. Next slide, please. The next. So how this whole last Ankit sir, last. Hello.
हाँ सर, अभी आ रही है
ये सर not last slide पे.
हाँ सर, आवाज आ रही है.
हाँ आवाज आ रही है सर, मेरी आ रही है.
ये वाली
Kyoto Protocol plan.
हाँ
So
सर, आ रही है।
how this combat with the climate change, why this problem arises? So we know that now, because the climate change and global warming is not location oriented, it's a global problem. So everybody is very concerned about this global climate change. So if considering all these things, there was a meeting under this called United Nations Climate Framework Convention for the Climate Change that happened at the Kyoto, Japan, which is known as the Kyoto Protocol. It happened in 1997. In that protocol, it was decided that all the developing country who participate in that, they will cut down their current carbon emission by 2% by 2010 and around 50% by 2030. This was the one resolution passed in the Kyoto Protocol. So then this was passed. So when Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister of India, he adopted this Kyoto Protocol, and the mission was called the National Action Plan for Climate Change 2008. This whole plan was drafted in 2008, under which the JNSM, this Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission, announces in 2010, and the government of India make a prestigious plan that by 2022 India will install 20 gigawatt by the solar. And believe me, 20 gigawatt is not a small number. At that time, we are not more than the 200 megawatt installation of solar. In spite of the government doing a lots of work to promote the renewable energy, but in 2010 we are not more than the 200 megawatt. So government of India is inspired by one model we called it Germany model, because from 2008 to 2010 Germany installed 20 gigawatt within the span of 2 years. But what happened? Germany has all this, you can say, the infrastructure setup and manufacturing setup. But since at that time we solely depend upon our neighboring country like China and Taiwan, so at that time Dr. Manmohan Singh made this policy that India will achieve 20 gigawatt by the 2022. Then in 2015 there is a conference COP21, which is known as the Paris Convention. It's a conference of party happened in 2015, and that time the government in India changed, and the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi take the charges of Prime Minister. So he visited COP21, and he said at that conference, India will lead from the front. And with the help of France, all of us know that when India established the ISA, International Solar Alliance, headquartered at Gurgaon. So, and then he changed this Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission into the National Solar Mission. And target was from 20 gigawatt to 100 gigawatt solar itself by 2022, trying to achieve 100 gigawatt by solar and 175 gigawatt by the renewable power. Summit was there where Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji visited there, and he announced that by 2030 we will achieve 450 gigawatt by the renewable powers. Next slide. As I told that India make the target of 175 gigawatt by the renewable energy, and out of that 100 gigawatt by solar, 10 gigawatt by biopower, 60 gigawatt by wind power, and 5 gigawatt by the small hydro power by 2022. And then we make a long-term target of 450 gigawatt by the 2030. So, and see, world is focusing on the, I will discuss later on that we in solar, we have two different technologies, solar PV and solar thermal. So world is for rest of the world, the world is focusing on the solar PV only. But in India, we are blessed that we are getting the sunlight, enough ample sunlight. So we are also targeting the CSP power. So CSP, one of the biggest advantage of CSP that it can be integrated with the thermal storage system. And that is the one of the key factor for this CSP system. So that I will discuss later on. So next slide, please. So if we talk about the current power generation, I told you that if we have to meet the national average, so we have to generate the 480 gigawatt power. So as per the Ministry of Power data, recently data published on the 30th April, that India current power generation is the 382 gigawatt, and that is predominated by the thermal. Hydro is there, then and now renewable is increasing. We have achieved 100 gigawatt by the renewable. As we know that I told you that we government made this planning by the by 2022 we will achieve 175. But because of this COVID situation, last 1.5 years is very bad for this every sector, not only for the solar sector, for every sector. So next slide. The next. So if
It
we
is
talk
changing,
about,
sir.
sir, okay, sir. So if we talk about the renewable power, so we have 95.66 gigawatt by the renewable currently. This is earlier in India, the renewable sector was dominated by the wind power. But we know that by the geographical structure of India, we can know the this from Gujarat, Maharashtra, and all this sector it lies on the coastal of the sea, and that is the biggest because we know that where is the wind potential is there at the coastal area. At the coastal area, we have the tremendous wind potential. But the problem is that we if we generate power at the Ran of Kutch, and where we required power at the industrial area. Where is the industrial area? The industrial area is near Faridabad, near Gurgaon. So we required to from Ran of Kutch, if you have to transmit power to the Faridabad, it's a huge T&D losses. Transmission and distribution losses is huge. So what happened? That's why earlier people are thinking about the wind. Wind can be one sustainable model for the power generation, since India is blessed with the wind power. But because of the T&D losses, wind not become very popular. Because what is the solar most important factor? But the solar is a localized effect that you generate power wherever you require. You require power at Lucknow, you install your own solar power at Lucknow, you get power. There is no T&D losses. If I require power at Bhopal, I will install a solar power at my rooftop. I will utilize that power. There is no losses of the T&D losses in the name of T&D losses. So because of that, this solar power increases very fastly. So currently we have the 41.09 gigawatt installation, and if we talk about in terms of percentage, so it's a 43%, which is more than that is 39.44 gigawatt. So total is 95.66 gigawatt, and we are expecting that by the end of this year we will install more than 40 gigawatt. This figure more we are able to. The next. Next, sir. So this is the renewable potential. If we talk about the renewable potential, this study solar energy Gurgaon that solar potential of 750, wind had 300 gigawatt potential, bioenergy is 25 gigawatt, and a small hydro is 75 gigawatt. And that is a small hydro. If I talk about the hydropower, so India is also having tremendous, because we have the number of the river like Ganga, Godavari, Brahmaputra. So we have the tremendous potential of hydropower. But the major drawback with the hydro is that we have to construct the dam. And you know because of now several we have to take clearance from several agencies to construct a dam. And we know the major river are at the northeastern part of the India. And you know the neighboring state country is the China, and we don't have the good relation with even not with the Pakistan and not with the China also. So because of this neighboring situation, we are not able to harness whatever the potential of hydropower we have. Even we are not considering to construct a dam over the Brahmaputra. we have huge, you know that every year this become a very common phenomena that under the Kosi River, the water come from the Nepal to Bihar, and everywhere the flood-like situation. But we are not able to make we are not able to construct a dam and utilize that power for the that water for the power generation, because we know that because of any disturbance created by our neighboring country, it will create a huge problem rather than the whatever the problem created by the flood. So that's why the government is not focusing on the construction of hydropower plant. The oldest, we know that the Bhakra Nangal plant, and that is running flawlessly. You see that was constructed around 1950, more than 70 years. That is running flawlessly. So that advantage we have this hydropower, but because of this situation, and you know, the country like Norway, European Union, they have, which is the energy surplus, earlier energy surplus country, they are predominated by the hydropower. So that doesn't require, that is the only clean energy, and there is no any losses, because hydro the power generated because of the velocity only. There is not losses after using that power. After using water before power generation and after power generation, there is no change in the water quality. So the water hydropower is one of the cleanest way to generate green energy. But because of several limitations, India is not focusing on the hydropower. Next, sir.
Prashant, sir. Sir, actually, I have login from my mobile. And sir, just give me 1 minute. I have started my laptop and I will share a screen now from my laptop only. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, is it visible, Prashant, sir?
Visible for me. For everyone, it's visible?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. The next slide. So this is the growth installation solar power capacity. As I told you that when this Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission has announced in 2010, we are around 161 megawatts. That is less than 200 megawatt. But right now we are around 40 gigawatt installation. The growth is rapidly. If you see from after 2015 to 2016, the growth is very rapidly. And we are, because of this COVID situation, growth is only for the 15% and 22%. Earlier growth was around 81, 76%. So this much potential we have, because if you want to build up for any thermal power plant, you need much power. But if you want to install solar power plant, 1 megawatt solar plant, even 1 gigawatt of solar power plant can be commissioned within the span of 7 to 8 months. So that's why the government of India is focusing on the solar power installation of the solar power plant. Next, sir. Okay, sir. Next. So this I already told that the India is fortune that we are blessed with both the power, that solar power we lie on the topic of cancer. So we get the maximum intensity of 2000 kilowatt hour. So next, let me come on the case study, because already it's at 3:30. So next, please. So this is the current status of the India. Back. Okay. So, okay, sir. Okay, be on this slide, sir. So, okay. So, biogas, we are second in the world. For wind power, we are fourth. For photovoltaic power generation, we are fifth in the world. And we are very few times we become the third. And then small hydro, we are fifth. So, total renewable contribution in the is 24%. So, next slide, sir. The next slide. So this is the renewable target of India, and I mentioned the UP that India has the target of the 100 gigawatt by the solar, wind by 60 gigawatt, bioenergy 10 gigawatt, small hydro 5 gigawatt. So next, so overall 175 gigawatt. And if we talk about the UP, it's around 12 gigawatt. The target of UP is 12 gigawatt. So next. So please. So Uttar Pradesh will contribute around 7% of the country's total renewable power. So we know that from the solar we are getting 75 petawatt power, and it is dominated mostly converted by the solar than geothermal. And we know that because of the presence of greenhouse effect, we felt the temperature of the 15 degrees centigrade. Otherwise, if this atmosphere doesn't adjust, so the temperature would be of Earth is the minus 18 degrees centigrade. So next, so please come under means we got already. So split, sir, but beyond this. So this I already told that 175 petawatt power we are getting from sun. So if you see particular this slide, that make your concept very clear. That what is the current world energy consumption demand? It's only 16 terawatt. But what is the solar potential is 23,000 terawatt. And then tidal have 0.3 terawatt, waves is 0.2 to 2 terawatt, geothermal is 0.3 to 2 terawatt, hydro is 3 to 4 biomass is there, wind is 25 to 70 terawatt. This is the annual power we are getting from the natural resources. And what is our total reserve? If we talk about the coal, it's the 900 terawatt per year. So your annual consumption is 16, and you have coal reservoir, known reservoir is 900 terawatt. You divide 900 by the 16 the year, you know for this much year you have the reserve for the coal. Uranium, you know, from it's because all the uranium we don't know if we consider it's 100 terawatt per year, and if you divide it, then you know the how much for how much year you have the uranium, and then in the same way for how much you reserve for oil and natural gas. So we know that the total reserve energy sources are limited, but the renewable energy sources are huge. Even the solar is, you can consider that more than 1,000 times of the whatever the world total energy demand. The next slide. So next. So this is the spectrum that I want to explain. That if we talk about the solar, so there are two components in the solar sunlight. We feel that one is the light, one is the heat. So that happens because of the two different components. One is the ultraviolet and one is the infrared. UV is responsible for the visibility, and infrared is responsible for the light. So if we extract the visible range, because visible range is the mixture of the UV and infrared. So if we consider that the area under this curve is known as energy. So if you see the UV is, and if you consider infrared, so infrared UV is around 20% of the total spectrum, and the if we think about the PV power that utilized only the visibility, that is the solar PV that utilized only the visibility sector. So we are able to harness only 20% of the available energy. And as we know that you have any solar PV power plant is the 20%, maximum 20%, 18 to 20%. So firstly, we have only the share of the 20%, and we are able to utilize 20% of that only. And if we talk about the infrared, So it's almost it's around 80% of the 1000 watt per meter square, and we are any thermal system having the efficiency from thermal more than 50%, and from thermal to electrical is around 25%. So if you consider, you can calculate that if we develop any medium that to harness solar energy by the thermal medium, it is more convenient and more effective than solar PV. सर अंकित सर मैं 2 मिनट आता हूँ, 1 मिनट. हेलो हेलो.
हाँ श्याम सर,
हाँ सर.
प्लीज कंटिन्यू सर.
हाँ सर, सॉरी सर. I'm in office, so sir call me. So
No, no, sir. I know you are from busy schedule.
So UV responsible for this PV. Sir, next slide, please come on the next slide. I will cover the whole what exact work I have done. So please. So I told that solar radiation can divide into 2 parts: UV rays and infrared. UV responsible for light and infrared is for heat. And UV utilized by the solar PV. There are the different technology: monocrystalline, polycrystalline, thin film, bifacial. And if we talk about the infrared solar, this is known as the solar thermal. So this have two different technology: line focus and point focus. So based on that, we have different technology. I will discuss on the next slide, sir. So next. The next. Okay, sir. The next is go leave it. Not important. Ankit sir, please change the slide.
Yes, sir.
हाँ sir. So please change. Come on the seat directly on the work, sir. Sir. So I told that solar thermal system. These are the literature you can go through. So solar thermal, we have the 2 different technology. That is solar collector, and that is line focus and point focus. And so please next. Next. So next. So I told that solar line focus and point focus, parabolic trough and linear Fresnel. Parabolic trough is the more deployed technology, and point focus is the parabolic dish. And these are the available literature. I will come on to what work I have done in the sector of renewable energy and energy storage. So please, sir, next slide. Sorry because I'm in office, so I have to go for a meeting. So I will try to wrap up as possible. So parabolic trough basically is a parabola where this aperture is the parabola shape, and at the center portion we put the receiver, a glass tube. From one end the thermal HTF, the thermic fluid in, which get heated from this different reflectors, and that heat can be utilized. You can consider this whole setup is the replacement of the boiler from the thermal power plant. Because what happened by the burning of coal, we are getting heat and then we convert steam and that steam expand on the turbine, we are getting the power. And if we use the thermal medium, so just we replace the boiler and we put the thermal more concentrator system, that may be a parabolic trough, that may be a solar tower system, and then the HTF is transferred to the heat exchanger, from one the water input is the HTF and our second input is the water. We are getting the high superheated steam that can be expanded on the turbine, and we are getting the power. And the most important is we are getting the grid parity also. That is not possible in the solar PV. Next, sir. So this is the figure of the parabolic trough. We can achieve around 400 degrees centigrade by the parabolic trough. The next. Sir, heliostat, sir. Please come on the next slide, sir. Sorry. Ventilate upward. So this is the one point focused system, because this the whole heliostat, this known heliostat our sun, they focus towards one point, and we know that for increasing the number of suns, we are able to achieve around 1000 degrees centigrade. The next. The next. Sorry, Ankit sir, because I will take lecture even possible then tomorrow, because I have to explain this thing to a student. I want to explain, but because of this some time constraint, I am not able to explain. Please, sir.
No, sir, doesn't matter, sir. We will plan further.
Sir, no issues. So next, please change. I will stop. Please change the slide. So I will talk about the three.
Actually, I'm changing, but it's
okay. So this is my first project, that is known as the cross-linear CSP, and this is the amalgamation of this line focus and point focus technology. What happened in line focus, we have the constraint that we cannot go beyond the 400 or 450 degrees centigrade, and we require the power by the burning of the coal. We getting the power steam of the around 600 degrees centigrade. If you know because of all of you have learned the thermal power plant, what is the quality of the steam? The quality of the steam is around 590 degrees centigrade at 95 bar. So so that's why that we have limitation. If we go focus on the line focus technology, so we have to use heat transfer fluid. And if we go for the line focus technology, so we are able to achieve the 1000 degrees centigrade temperature. But the problem is there, as soon as we achieve the higher temperature, radiative losses increases. So we are able to generate the heat, but we are not able to utilize that heat, because when 1000 degrees centigrade, radiative losses increase drastically, because you know that radiative losses is T to the power 4. So to amalgamate these two technology, my Professor Yukata Tamura from Japan, he established one technology that is known as the cross-linear CSP. So what happened? We take advantage from we take the reflector medium heliostat from the tower and the receiver from the Fresnel, and by utilizing both the things, we come to the one point where we are able to generate 600 degrees centigrade of the steam. The next slide. So next.
So actually it takes 1 to 2 seconds to change the slide. I have changed, but it takes 1 to 2 seconds. Yes, sir.
So this is the real picture.
Sir, please be a little, slow, because it's very difficult to understand in your flow.
Yes, ma'am. But actually, what happened at 4 o'clock, I have a very important meeting with my PS sir. So that's why I want to wrap up as soon as possible. Earlier, this was not planned, but I got the call that the Principal Secretary Energy, he's going to take a meeting. So I'm at office. So just I want to wrap up. So no issue. I will go. I will cover how up to which slide I can cover. So this, okay, thank you. So this is the one R&D project, that 30 kilowatt cross-linear CSP. As I told that this was the concept developed at Tokyo Institute of Technology, Japan. So this was the real picture, sir. Next slide, sir. The next. So this are the heliostat. Okay. So this is the concept of the cross-linear CSP. If you see this Fresnel linear Fresnel type of technology, this is the line focus technology, and this is the central tower technology. That is the bottom one is the point focus technology. So by amalgamating these two, we take the receiver from this Fresnel and the heliostat from the central tower system. And putting in such way, because we know that this heliostatic technology that utilize for the point focus. So what we did, we make the 4 openings here. Like this, the one row of the heliostat is focusing towards one point, and another row of the heliostat focusing towards one point. And the receiver becomes the combination of the points. So what is the combination of point? But nothing but the line. So the beauty of this cross-linear CSP is the heliostat, the reflective material is the heliostat that utilize the point focus phenomena, and the receiver is the line focus, because it is not a line, it's a combination of the points. So it become a line. The next. So these are the two systems, that parabolic trough and the tower. I think by this animation, your visualization is very clear. So next. So this is the parabolic trough. This is actual picture, sir. So, and this is the solar tower. The receiver is at this point. And then generator is there. The hot and the cold fluid in the blue color goes up in the receiver, and it gets heat and come back to generator. From generator, we are having the power. Then this reflective medium is called the heliostat. The next. So by amalgamating these two, we come to the cross-linear CSP. So this was the as I told that all these heliostat, they are focusing towards one point, and this receiver, the black color is receiver, and is a receiver, and this blue color, if you see the blue color, all this row of heliostat focusing towards this one point. So this combination of point become the line, and this shows this. And by this animation, you get the better idea. Ankit sir?
Yes, sir.
Sorry to say to you. Sir, can we plan this lecture tomorrow, 10 o'clock? Because,
sir, actually, some sessions are also going on, but sir, we can definitely program later after 15 to...
after 7 o'clock today, no problem for me.
Sir, actually, can't be planned. Actually, sir, we have to do lots of work before webinar. So, sir, it doesn't matter, sir. I know, sir, you want to elaborate all these things, but due to shortage of time and your immediate meeting, so we respect, sir, your work and your lecture towards our students. And, sir, it doesn't...
sorry for me to say, because I have to go, sir. So
okay, sir. So,
okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay. Juwaria, please. Mic is over to you, Juwaria, Fatima.
Thank you, Prashanta, for such an informative and educational webinar on role of renewable energy in the energy conservation and lending your precious time from your busy schedule. I would also like to thank all teachers and students for attending this webinar. The feedback link is posted in the chat box for e-certificate generation. If anyone has queries regarding the session, please go ahead.
Feedback link is shared in the chat box, so you can. It will be also shared on the WhatsApp group, so you can fill up the feedback and get your certificates. And I want to thanks to all the participants and audience, but due to the immediate meeting, not pre-planned meeting of Dr. Prashant Misra, he has to go as he is in a field of solar energy. So at a random meeting is planned for him. So he has planned and he has taken leave for this webinar on Saturday, but due to some urgent work, he has to left. So definitely we will plan this later or after 1 month, and we will elaborate with the knowledge of solar energy. And thanks to all audience and all respected Manisha ma'am and Dr. Abdi sir for coming here and motivating us. Thank you, sir. Thanks to all of you.
So I
can
can't
all-
find the. Sorry. So I can't find the feedback link.
It is in the chat box. I am sending again, and it will also be shared on the WhatsApp group of this webinar. So you can also fill from there. And right now I have again texted in that chat box. You
Okay,
can find
sir.
that feedback link.
Thank
from
you,
there.
sir.